We're good?
We're good.
All right. Oh, is that our view?
Yeah, it's fine.
We're good? Oh, okay. Awesome.
It's the slow review.
Like, are we ready? Awesome. Hi, guys. My name's Amy. I'm with Art with a Heart, and we're going to be doing a painting today. This is our Halloween version, so that is why I'm dressed like a cute little fairy today with all my butterflies. Today we're going to be doing a painting from, oh goodness, I'm gonna butcher his name. Edvard Munch.
Yes!
Yes, I said it right. I'm pronouncing it the American way, so I have to pronounce it the correct way. So my version of this painting is a little bit different. We're gonna do a little black cat instead of the scary face that he actually painted in. So this is a nice Halloween scary version. This is as scary as I get. So we're gonna start off with the supplies that we were given.
Broadcasting live from the Wolfson Children's Hospital Media Center. So for those of you who don't know, we are in the Children's Hospital and they are testing the intercom system.
You're live.
So sometimes we get fun little surprises like that, exciting little surprises.
Hey, okay. Nope.
Nope. Oh, still testing.
Nope. Still testing.
Still testing.
I think he's done. Okay, he hung up. Great. So we're going to start with the supplies that you were given by the artists that were going around the floor today earlier. We're going to start with our pencil, and we're going to sketch out the layout of what we're going to do for our painting. To keep it a little bit more simple, we decided to, or I am going to do just a simple rainbow version on this one. And if you'd rather follow along with that, that's totally fine. The colors that we have today are going to be blue, red, yellow, and black. And we're going to be doing a little bit of mixing later. So stay tuned, and here we go. So to start, I decided to get our boardwalk here, which is just that line. So you're just going to go probably halfway down on your paper and do a nice little diagonal line this way. Okay? So this line is going to imply this line here. All right? And from there, we're going to go ahead and get our tiny little kitty cat here. I'm just going to start with a general circle, and then we're going to put some triangles over it. And that depends how big you want your little cat's ears to be, how small. Maybe you want your kitty to have really big ears and be really fluffy. For me, I wanted to keep it kind of simple. So we're adding in these little oval eyes. Okay, so it should look something similar to this at this point, okay? I'll try to go slow and explain what I'm doing as I'm getting down the picture. So we're going to start with a little triangle here for the nose. And for the mouth, I just made a long circle here. And it should kind of look like the kitty cat is screaming. So I just kind of circled down the bottom, make a little halfway mark, and that's the middle of his mouth there. Okay? We're going to put a big round circle for his body. And these are his little paws. We're going to put little circles here. Okay? He's grabbing his face like, ah! All right. And then from here, we're doing little circles because that's where his arms connect. Real simple. We can fill in details later. Don't try to make it too clean because our paint is going to cover it. Okay? And the last part here, you want to make sure you get his big, fluffy tail. Fun. And these are going to be just implied shadows. So if you want to add those in, they're optional, but you can mark them if you'd like. Just two little lines here. Okay? That way you're just marking where it's going to be later. So for this one, we're going to do a rainbow background. So for me, I like to mark out where my colors are going to go before I start. That way I'm just mixing colors and applying it. So rainbow colors, we have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then I'm just going to keep all of this down here purple, okay? So we have all of our lines and we're ready to go, all right? So for you, we have just one medium-sized brush, okay? It should be simple enough that if you want later, you can get a small detail brush and you can get all those tiny little lines in the cat face, or maybe you want to make your, a different animal on the front. Go for it. So for me, I like to start just a touch of water and dab my towel a little bit. So to start, let's get our rainbow going so we can get our colors together, okay? So the first one, we're going to be doing red. So let's start from the top and work our way down. All right. This is kind of the fun part for me. I love colors. And being able to just like splat them on the canvas, that's fun for me. So if you want to stretch it and make it a little more easy to move around your paper, you can add a little more water and it's just going to give it a really soft look. Okay? Now this painting is really popular for a lot of reasons, but I think everybody, when they look at it, they definitely feel some kind of emotion. And that was the goal of the artist. He himself dealt with quite a bit of emotions, and he said one day a sunset happened and it was so many, the colors were so intense, he almost could like feel the intensity of the colors, and it made him feel like, so intense. Sometimes you get to those emotions you can't really control. They're just kind of all over the place. So he said that's how he felt, and he did 4 different versions of this painting. So fun stuff. I've got my first color down, and as you know, we don't have orange on our palette. So what we're going to do is blend our yellow and our red, because those make orange. Now you
should we blend all of it?
Not all of it, because you may still need some red later for a different part.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's up to you. But I like to blend kind of on my palette. Some people like to blend it separately on a different plate. And some people like to blend it on the canvas. All of them are correct. So however you are able to get the color that you want, you go right ahead. And this is the fun part. You get to start seeing that gradient color start coming to life. This rainbow is actually starting to look a little bit like a sunset. All right. So the artist is actually not from the United States. He's from a different country. But this painting was so popular, it's become such an icon here. And when I look at it, the emotion I feel sometimes is a little scary. So I thought it would be the perfect painting to do for Halloween. Also, I really like rainbows. So now you've got your brush, and this orange and red is going to be darker than the yellow. So I suggest you get your cup of water and mix it really good. So you're getting all that orange and all of the red out. Okay? So that your yellow now that we're going to use is really, really bright. Remember, he said it was a really intense color, really, really bright, that was making him feel so overwhelmed. All right, and I think that's why people like scary stuff. I think it makes them feel just like a rush. But some people, like me, I don't like it. It makes me feel, ooh, I don't like it. But some people do. Everybody's different. All right, so we've got this yellow, and it's okay if you're painting over the areas a little bit of where we had those implied lines from our sketch earlier from the pencil. because later we're going to paint over this with the black for the cat, okay? So don't worry about it. So now that we've got this really bright yellow, we're going to change color again. We're going to go from yellow. Like I said, you can blend it however you want on the canvas or on the palette. So we're going to take a little bit of blue, and it should start to blend into a green color. So fun. And like I said, you can still dip it in your water to stretch out your color good. And you can add more yellow if you want it to be brighter. Totally up to you. This is your creation. Whoop, whoop. All right, I like a little bit of a lime green. And what's really cool is the green right here on the horizon makes it look like land. So we've got a sunset happening. Okay? Next, I recommend washing out your brush again, because this blue that we're going to want it to be really blue, and since we had that mix up top, we don't want it to blend too much. So like in here, the landscape that the artist put, it's actually water, so it really kind of goes well with our rainbow. So I'm just going to get the blue, and again, we are just painting the background. Do not sweat or worry about your little cat in the background, because we're going to paint in black. So no sweat. Or you could paint them any other color you wanted. But today, we're going to have a black cat. All right. I'm getting it all in there. Woo. Okay. Perfect. And what comes after our blue? Purple. And you guys probably already have this happening on your palette with kind of mixing around. So mine is already mixed, and since all I have on my brush is the blue, I'm going to mix to purple, because red and blue make purple. Now, like I said, you may not want to mix all of it, because later you might want to go in and do some touch-ups, or in another area you might want to put some clouds or anything you have in your mind that you can think of. So here we go with purple, and look how fun that blends right in with it. And I'm not necessarily painting all over the cat, kind of leaving a little bit of space for him, but we're not too worried. All right. And if you want to add the red again on the bottom, you're more than welcome to. I like to think that this is like under the bridge that they're on, or the little dock. So I kind of like the idea of doing the purple all the way down. But like I said, this is your painting. If you want to do another color, you know, add something later, you go for it. Okay.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Good times, good times. All right. So now that we've got all this going on, we're going to go ahead and start these colors for the bridge. Now, this is where you get to use some of that color knowledge that we just got, okay? I'm going to show you what we need for brown. All right, so we have orange and we have green. So we're going to take a little bit of the orange we already had mixed up here and put it here, okay? So we're mixing up some orange all over again, just like we did before. Mix, 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 as light or dark as you want it. Oh, I thought you said so. I apologize.
You're doing great.
We got a little crowd out there.
Watching and learning.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Matt. All right. So we're mixing it up. Okay, I think that's enough of the orange. So we've got orange, okay? Next color we're going to get I like to wash out my brush just so you can see real clearly how these colors are blending, and you'll know exactly how to do it next time. Okay, so now we're going to make green. Take our yellow and our blue, and just like before, yellow and blue, we're making green, okay? So you should start kind of seeing this, like, I don't know, it's like an undertone of beige a little bit. I don't know. To me, I see it. So now that we have the green and the orange, we're going to mix them. Even more mixing. Mixing, mixing, mixing today. That's what we're doing. So now you should have this almost like dark green brown color happening, okay? And when you put it on your dock up against all these beautiful bright colors, you should start to see brown. And I like to leave these brush strokes because to me it looks like wood. So you can do whatever you'd like. You can put highlights in certain areas with the yellow. You can make some darker areas with shadows. I like to use purple with my shadows because it's not too dark, and generally it picks up hues of other colors. And you can use the water to lighten up other areas and make it look more like natural wood. So it's really just kind of up to you. And now you know how to mix the color if you ever don't have it. So remember, we actually only started out with 4 colors, and look at all the colors we have on our palette or on our painting. Super exciting. This is one of my favorite things to learn in school because I feel like it's one of those resourceful tricks that you get to learn as an artist that a lot of people are like really surprised when you bring out 4 paints and you go, boom, look at all my colors. I think it's like one of those few things we get to be like magic. So yep, you're gonna just keep going on all your stuff here. I feel like I mixed just the right amount of paint. And like I said, those shadows that are implied of people's silhouettes in the back.
1, 2, check. 1, 2.
Okay, I think we're done with the testing for now. So yeah, anyway, we are getting all of this in. Now remember, the reason they're kind of like in the shadows is because he was so overwhelmed with what was going on, right? The colors were like screaming in his head. Some people are really affected by color. I've met people that said they see color when they hear music. Like, we all have different heightenings to different kinds of senses. And like right now we're hearing testing 1, 2 real loud in here. All right, so I'm getting in between here, making sure the little cat background's got it going on. Thank you, Matt. We're doing good. Great. That's awesome. So the fun part about being able to get like all of this laid down, and you got your water and kind of like getting these nice like open, kind of like foggy areas you can go in later and really get in those tiny details. Okay. So if you want to make the silhouettes of the people in the back, like I did here, I actually just did a little more of the brown. This time I might make it a little more orangish, just so you can kind of see it more pronounced. All right. So what I did was just kind of make a little square. And then I put a line on the bottom, and now it looks like a hat. So you got a fun little person just walking on by. Give him a little bit of a shadow because, you know, he's not even really the focus of the picture. But it's just enough to imply or to kind of hint that there's a person walking by. There's people there. So all I did was draw a line longer there. You got your arms. here to just show those shoulders, okay? And now you've got a person, and you can even add this back here, like there's another person, just all kind of back there. All right? So now, what we're all so excited about is this kitty cat in the front. All right, so I'm gonna go back to my original palette here, and I'm gonna make green again, because I want his eyes to look a little creepy. So I'm gonna start with the yellow and the blue, like we did before, just on the little corner of your brush, because it's just a tiny spot, right? It's not a big spot. So we're just going to take a little bit here, and I say a little more yellow than blue, so it'll just be really bright, okay? So we're just filling in these little circles, and he's just like, ah! Okay. And then, oh boy. I think we're going to have to take a pause real quick. We'll be back.
So we are having a little fire alarm go off inside the building. So we're just going to take a second. Amy's going to pause and just stand there and look happy. We're doing great. They're just testing the alarm systems to make everything safe. There we go. All right. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Thanks, Amy. Thanks for waiting.
Yeah, I think that might be why they were telling us testing earlier.
Yeah, they're probably just testing all the systems out here.
No worries.
That's cool. It's got like some strobe lights. It's like we at the club.
All right, I'm going to try again, and we may have to take a break, but we'll just keep going for now.
You know what they say, the show must go on.
The show must go on, friends. All right.
I'm that guy playing the violin on the Titanic. You're doing
Not that
great,
good.
Amy.
Not that good. Okay.
You're doing great.
All right. So I also recommend going ahead and putting in all of this little information, like his mouth and his nose, because once you get the black in, you can just really get in between those areas, and you don't have to worry about smudging in the black and blending it in on accident. Because black is one of the hardest things to cover back up, right? It's so dark. So what I recommend is getting your brush pretty wet, clean it up real good, and get it just a little bit of water, and maybe more wet than not, right? I say get a little bit of the red, and just maybe make a little corner area here where it's just almost like pink. Very, very light, light, light red.
Sorry, I'm just gonna mute these mics for a second so you guys don't get the alarm. All right, let's try this again.
Okay. So as you can see, all I did was add the mouth, the pink in his mouth. I just made the back a little bit darker because that just implies depth, the further away. So it's a little darker in there. So we're gonna do red. And then that's the really, really light red for his tongue. It should look a little pink. Okay? And if it doesn't, that's okay. We know his mouth's open, he's screaming, okay? No big deal. So now, guys, what we have been waiting for, the black, the dark, dark black. So from here, what I recommend is doing a really, really light outline of where you want the black so that it's not going to blend into all the work we put in the background, right? We did a lot of work there. So since we have all of that done, you can really take your time. No rush. These are clean lines, and you can just imply where you want them to go. So remember, you should have the background of your pencil still there a little bit, and you're just doing these little little triangles on top, okay? And it's up to you if you want to keep the ears completely black, but you could also do the really light pink if that is what you want. I believe cats have both. So up to you. This one, I wanted to make him look kind of like he is just really dark in the shadows. So all I did was add a big triangle there. So this is what we're going to do again for this one. Again, we're going to give him a big ear, him or her, whoever. Blending that black in. Got our cool triangle here. Woo! Cat's got ears. All right. So from there, we're just going to put our little circle on the top. That's the kitty cat's head. And if you want, I put a little hair on this head. You can put a bow, you can put a clip, you can put, I don't know, you can give him a mohawk, you can do whatever you want. I thought he was cute with just a little boop, got a little fluff in his hair. Okay? I just did that by putting my brush down and just lifting up. And it just gave me these little squigglies for his hair. Okay? So from there, we're just filling it in. No special way. Cat's hair is everywhere. We all know that. There's no perfect way to do this. So we are going to follow our lines, though. Remember, these are his little paws because they're on his cheeks. And we're just going to make sure that this connects because those little hairs would go in his face out, right? Right here. And then we're just going to put his little paw right there where we left off, okay? All right. And if you want to make your kitty cat different colors, you go right ahead. I had a calico kitty once, and that's why I actually picked her, was because she had so many pretty colors. Okay, so from here, this is where I say you may want to take your time and detail. At first, I like to go ahead and get all of my big areas done, so that later I can take my time and get in the face, okay? So for right now, I'm just going to take the big tail and kind of outline where that's going to go. And if you get a touch of water on it, sometimes it helps you kind of draw. It's kind of inky, right? Look at that. So fun. It kind of drips. That's also why I like to start from the top and allow the paint to kind of fall. So I'm just filling in all this fluffy tail. I think cats with fluffy tails are cute, so I put a lot on his tail. And remember, he's got this belly right here, just a big circle. And we're just outlining, remember, all these underlines from the sketch and filling it in, okay? Now, because it's black, I like to go light, and then I just keep adding. But you go for it. If you're someone that likes to just put that paint down and go for it, you do it. I'm not that brave. All right. So your cat should be starting to look like a cat now. Woo. I'm just filling it in. Okay. And if you have yours, is probably a little smaller than mine, so you're able to kind of go ahead and start getting around the tiny areas, and you're just going to go around the eyeballs. That little square right there. Remember, we got a triangle for the nose. Ooh, and yours should be looking something kind of like this. Okay, we're just going around the mouth. Just like that. And now it should look like a little tongue. And remember I said these little tiny details, once you get the background down, you work back to front. So you just wait it until it dries, and then you can get like even a tiny black pen, and you can do the eyes if you want to do those later. You feel like it's too messy right now, and it's all going to blend. No sweat. This paint dries pretty quick. And right now, we're just trying to make sure that we fill it in. Woo. nice little belly here. Now, if you want to make the belly a different color too, that could be really fun. Maybe add yellow. That's what I'm going to grab here and see how I like that other color. It's kind of giving me like a weird green color instead of like a bright belly, but why not? It's your cat, right? Go for it. I think it's kind of fun. Sometimes it's unexpected. So yeah, my cat's got a whole nother situation going on. Why not? Cleaning out my brush really good here so that I can get just a tiny part of the brush with the black so that I can get the eyes. Because I know maybe you're going to wait to draw yours in, but I want to make sure I go ahead and complete mine. So what we're doing here, I'm going to just do the line. You know, I know that cats have a little bit more of a circle, but for effect of making it kind of creepy, I thought that might add to it. So all I did was draw a little line there and a little line here. Now you can fill it in, you can wait till later, and then just make it, you know, maybe more of a circle shape if that's what you prefer. But from here, you're pretty much done. Now, if you want to, if you want to add in these lines, like I've done here, I can keep going and show those to you. And then you can also add in some depth here to these lines so that it looks more like a bridge, because remember, we already got the background done. So now it's just fun. You get in here, maybe put a little more black so that it's a little clearer. This might be the bottom of the bridge, and maybe do one line above to imply the arm bench. And I just put 3 little lines. So you can add more detail in yours if you want, but I thought this was clear enough to imply those lines, and you don't have to worry about the cat getting messed up because you already have your black on. How are we doing on time, Matt?
You're doing great. You still have, I'd say, I don't know, about another 10 or 12 minutes.
Great. All right. Yeah. So now we have those lines. And like I said, the purples are really great for shadows. So if you want to keep following along for some of these shadows, I'm just going to mix some more red and blue to make my purple. And I'm going to put in a little bit of shadow here. And you can dilute your paint really well, so maybe even blend in that a little bit. Kind of what I like to do. And you can also take some of the yellow if you don't have it used up completely and add some highlights in it. But this is completely optional.
Looks so cool, though.
If you enjoy it, you go ahead and keep going. But if you like yours simple with that, with just the rainbow and the browns, that's also a really nice look.
I like the mixing of the colors you're doing there. It kind of makes it look like he's standing on some sort of balcony or a bridge.
Yeah, so this is a dock in this painting. So yeah, our goal is to show that we've got, you know, some wood at least that he's standing on, even if he can't see all those details. Just a little bit in the nooks. All right, so I didn't add them on there, but I really like clouds, and if you want to add a little bit of clouds to your sunset, I think that that's a really fun way to add some detail, and it's really easy. So if you want to take some of your yellow and red, you'll have a really nice orange. And this should be pretty dry on the top by now. Mine is. So if you want to add in some cool clouds with a brighter yellow, and I'm just doing little swirls here. Maybe add some lines with it, nothing crazy. But that way it looks a little more like a sunset if you want. I like the idea of it kind of coming down, maybe blending that color a little bit. So yeah, you kind of just go for it wherever you want now. But those are fun. So yeah, that's pretty much all the craziness I got going on for us today. But if you're interested in one of these paintings as the example, please let us know, or one of the artists know in the back, and we can make sure that you get or try to pass out some of these. Hopefully we have enough for whoever may want one. So I'm just brightening some of these highlights in here so that it looks a little more realistic, just like we talked about. And in here I added some of the posts. If you want to do that, you absolutely can. But since it's so crowded, I just went a little line and a little line. Just almost like a little square. Boop. Just like that. You can use your brown for that, or you can do just a little orange, because I feel like any of those colors would be in the shadows here. And to me, it looks really fall, adding in the browns and the reds.
Looks really good.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. That's all we've got. If you have any questions, or you think that there would be a better way to explain something, or maybe we can do something to improve our process, please let us know. Yeah, but other than that, have a happy Halloween. Hopefully it's not too scary. Maybe it's just a nice little rainbow. But that's it. I hope you have a great day. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you are watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you're watching on Instagram, follow us on there. Show us some love. Thanks so much for hanging out and painting. You guys have a